Hey, my name's Melody, and welcome to my podcast. This week I'm filming it as well, so if you're listening to it just by audio, know that you can also look at my beautiful face on YouTube. So, what I'm going to talk about this week is I have seen an ad come up a lot on YouTube, and I realized that it's actually kind of triggering for me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that, about engaging with my triggers, and bit of we go into self-love and grief and all of that. I just want to make it clear that this isn't a bash on the ad, because if you have trauma, then you know that totally random things can trigger you, and a lot of the times the trigger is really innocent. It could be a movie, seeing an animal, anything that reminds you of a loss, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just an internal, your body. I don't know a lot about trauma, but in my experience, it's my body going, oh, I remember that. So, the ad that has come up is for, I'm not exactly sure what the product is, but it's looks like Invisalign. It's like called Smile Solutions. Maybe it's a kit that I think you can get delivered to your house, get a mold of your mouth, and it's, yeah, like a new type of braces. And first, what's interesting to me is, ads are something that anybody can see of any, well, if you have the opportunity to have a device that you can be watching YouTube on, you can see an ad. So people of all sorts of incomes and places in life are seeing this. But the thing about, I don't know how much this kit costs, but I would assume it's not like $25. Like, it's not cheap. And unlike ads for Tim Hortons or Tide, that is a lot more accessible to all incomes, this is an ad that you see equally as much, but it's only accessible to a small percentage of people that can afford it. And I have struggled to like my smile since maybe grade 6, where I lost all my baby teeth except for my canines, and they grew in, so I had like double teeth. And grade 6 and 7, I wouldn't smile with my teeth, or I'd do like a half smile, and I'd learn to try and cover up my teeth as much as I could. And in grade 8 is when it felt like everybody started getting braces. And my family couldn't afford braces. And I had, yeah, these really obvious, like double teeth that are crooked. I've always had big spacing between my front teeth. So when I saw my friends getting braces and getting them off and having these beautiful, perfect smiles, it further kind of drove the knife in my heart of not liking my own smile. And I remember writing a poem in grade 9, and one of the lines was, these little white demons in my mouth. And I would take my, like, I would just try and press my teeth together. I would grind my teeth to try and get them straight. I would just cry at bed at night, being like, oh, like, I wish I could have straight teeth. And over time, like, eventually I just started wiggling my baby teeth and ripping them out. And so the top teeth that the dentist would say, like, they're going to permanently stay there and you're always going to have a crooked smile, they eventually just settled down and now they're straight, but I still have spacing. So not having those double teeth helped a lot with feeling insecure about my smile, but I still have spacing. And when I smile, I think a lot of my gums show, and I don't like that. So I still struggle to like my smile. It's better now, but it's still hard. So, and now seeing this ad, yeah, it's bringing up once again, because now I still can't afford to like get Invisalign or get braces, but then once again it's in my face all the time. And yeah, and what's particularly hard is now I wouldn't get, I also have quite a bit of an overbite, so that's annoying to bite like sandwiches or pizza. I have extreme anxiety when I want to share, someone offers me a piece of their pizza, because if I just bite it, like some of the toppings will come off, but the pizza will stay intact because I have such an overbite. So I have to like bite on the side, or I just, yeah, my eyes go wide and I am extremely self-conscious that I'm annihilating their piece of pizza that they want to share with me. So there still is like a little bit of like practical needing braces, but it's mostly for beauty. And a lot of the YouTubers I watch have porcelain veneers or things like this. And yeah, it's more of this like, oh, I want to look like what they look like. And it just feels like an extra drive when people are getting it just for aesthetics, because I'm like, oh, that's what I want. I don't know why, but it hurts, especially when I see people who have the privilege of fixing their smile just for the aesthetics, and I still can't do that. I realize that my smile could be a lot worse, and a lot of people have been very kind to say that I have a beautiful smile, which honestly means a lot to me, because it's an insecurity of mine. But if we think about like the number of people that have encouraged me that I have a beautiful smile versus, I think it's probably like 500% more I see ads on Pinterest or on YouTube of people with perfect smiles. Like, they really don't. I am so bombarded with pictures of what I should look like versus the number of people that tell me you have a beautiful smile. And that's the struggle that all of us have with advertising, is that it's an uphill battle and we can't win. The number of ads we see for diets, pills, gummies, apps for weight loss, it's hair growth, hair removal, teeth whitening, teeth straightening. It's endless. And so we are being pummeled with big corporations trying to tell us this is what you should look like to be happy. And you might get a compliment. I might get a compliment once or twice a week about you look nice, whatever. And we just can't win. So that's why I think this podcast is really important to talk about, okay, when I see an ad that is triggering because it actually goes deep to a childhood wound of comparison and not liking my smile, which can be like a gateway to your soul. Like, your eyes and your smile are huge parts of engaging with another person and communicating things. So I have this insecurity, and then it feels like an attack. Yeah, on my insecurities. And to have that every day is reason to grieve. So this week, I had this realization that this ad is triggering my childhood grief, And let's engage with that. Let's cry over that. Let's feel the self-deprecating, I don't know, discouragement. Enter into that space where you are unsatisfied with yourself and feel that. I pictured my younger self, whom I have so much compassion for, and I just hugged her and was like, "You are so beautiful." And comforting that child that is hurting, and then looking myself in the mirror and literally saying, "You are still so beautiful." And that child that you see with compassion, you are still her, and embracing that you are still hurting and broken, but also calling out, "That's bullshit, and I love you." And then when we give ourselves permission to feel those small or big pains, we sit in it, then we can rise out of those ashes, rise out of that darkness and despair, because we've actually looked at it and tended to it. People give the analogy all the time of a wound that is there and you're not tending to it, and it's just festering, and pretending that it's not there isn't going to make it go away. We have to look at it, unwrap the bandages, go through more pain of cleaning it out, so then it can actually start healing. And I'm realizing that I have a million wounds, and they're going to keep coming up, and I need to start tending to them. And for me, the language that is working is grief. That recognizing triggers for grief, entering into that, and then coming out and including that grief into my story. And I can look at you in the eye and say, I still don't love my smile, but I think I will one day. And today, doing this helps me love my smile more because I've talked about it. And I know that people listening have a similar struggle, even with their teeth, or something else. And I really hope this spoke to you. It's just what I've been thinking about this week. So thank you for listening about Facebook ads, triggering childhood traumas, entering into that grief, but coming out stronger. I will see you next week. Bye.